Hey guys, how's it going? All right, so we're going to get started. We're doing the last little segment here for gangs. We're going to do this last little bit here. And we're going to do this first piece here. Going to automate. And as usual, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Give me the support needed to continue on. All right, let's hop to it. All right, so we need to go up to the scripts. That's my hack manager. I need the gang one. Scripts, gang. Cool, here we go. All right, so what we'd like to do is be able to enable the gang here. So at the moment, I already have it on. This has been sitting for a little bit, and so it should have turned on a whole lot earlier, but I didn't realize. We're also going to be buying all the weapons and armors and things. And then we'll also be buying augments. Cool. All right, so let's get up in here. So, sorry, the whole reason I want to show you this was, when do we want to turn on our territory clashes? So when your power level is even, you have a 50-50 shot of winning. So you want to be able to have a little bit more than 50-50. And right now I'm at, a lot because my power level is huge. So what we're going to do is basically, you want to have a little bit of a win shot, a little more than 50%. Doesn't have to be much, more than 51. But what's nice is you want to be more than 51 on all of them, right? So if right now I've got a 1 in 2 chance I'm going to fight this particular one as opposed to this one, right? So there's 1 in 2 chance. Earlier, before these ones were taken out, you had a 1 in 6 chance. So usually what you'll find is, if you notice with these ones, they're already gone. And these usually stay about the same level. These two tend to be above the rest. And so what'll happen is, once you're more than 50% here on this guy, for instance, because it's the highest one, you're going to be more than that on all these. You'll be like 70-80% on these guys. So what'll happen is you'll have a 1 in 6 chance of getting this one, and then you have a half chance of losing. Whereas all of these other ones, you're going to end up with a 4 in 6 chance of getting one where you're going to have like an 80-90% chance of winning. So once you're over a little bit, so what I found is, if you set your power level to be, 15, 20 above this, that's good enough, and you will pretty much win most of the time. Your power will continue to grow with what we're doing, and that's kind of what we want. So now we just need to be able to automate that, right? So what I plan on doing is just doing a function where I can enable the territory battling, right? And so what we were saying is, we need to know what our power level is, and then we need to know what the power level is of everyone else, right? So this is our current power, and that's going to be the gang. We're going to need gang info. This is for ours. We want to know the power, right? So once we have the power, then we need to figure out if we are over all of them. Excuse me. So we need account we are over equals 0. Now I need to get the other gang information, which is going to be for loop, but stop it. So, what is it? Gang information, get other gang information. There we go. And that's probably get information of all other gangs. Okay, so if that's all the other gangs, we can do a for loop over that. So for var other gang of ns gang get other gang information. No, wait, that's an object, not a list of. So I don't need to be doing that. Other gangs. Right, so of all other gangs. So that's going to be let's print that out because I don't know exactly what that is. So ns print, we want our JSON stringify other gangs null 2 2 1. I can't remember now. All right, and we need to have this run. Just have it go first. So now when I come in here, kill it, start it. Helps if it all clears. Oh, stop it. All right, so the name followed by, let's just copy it so it doesn't move on me. In case I need you again. All right, so multi-line comment, looks like that. So we have our key and then our value there. So let's do a Google search for getting key values. Just do that real quick here out of the side. Get it. It says objects.entries. So object.entries. Takes an objects that contains the properties, prints them out into key values, right? So we want the other gangs, and so that will get us a key value. So we should be able to do for var of king. Let's see. Look at the documentation again. How does it come out? So I can create a constant, okay, of key values of this. And frankly, I can just take that, other gangs, put it there. Cool. So we're getting the entries, which returns object constructor entries, or array like blah, 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 right? So basically you can deconstruct it this way and you got your key, which is this, and then our value, which is this. So what I'm going to do now is the other power equals value dot power. And we can just say gang info. Gang info. This would be gang name. I'm not really going to use that, but there. So the other is the power. And we were saying that we want it to be more than like 15, 20, 25. We'll just, we'll pick 15 for now. That should work. You know what? Just do 20. That way, if for some reason I happen to lose the first battle, I'm still above enough that it's not a big deal. So what I need to do is if our current power is greater than the other power, then we're going to have the count that we are over increased by 1. We're going to loop through all those. And if the count we are over is greater than equal to 6, or is it 5? Is it 6 or 5? Oh. Because I'm the 7th. There are 6 there, right? Yeah, those are others. So the 6. I'm number 7. Okay. Whew. Small detail, but it matters. All right, so we do NS gang territory, set territory warfare. There it is. True. Except for if we're not over that, it never sets it to false. We could do else false, but if we're going to do all that, let's just get rid of if and just put that in there, because that's going to return true, and return true means that we want to enable it. So just put that there. Ta-da! Loop from all. You're upset because I'm missing. Yes, I'm missing a thingy. Cool. And we'll put you after that. So to make sure it works, I come in and start it, cover to gang. I should be able to turn this off. And at the next clash, it should just turn on. Yep, there it turned on because I'm over all the thingies. I'll have to test later when my power is, at the next restart. So that should jump back up to 100. The next one, because that's when it actually takes effect. There it is. I'm still enabled. Cool. All right. So got that one done. All right. Buying equipment, increasing discount. So this is where we'll just jump into it. All right. So, clicking on the wrong thing. All right. So we're going to come down here. Get rid of Q. All right. Function. Buy equipment. All right. So what we want to do, I kind of did a little bit ahead of time. So just to show you, in here, if you go to gang, if you remember, there was the fact that I'm missing this stupid thing. Okay. Gang, equipment, get equipment names. So just like how I had printed earlier, you can come here and print all the things. So I did that already, kind of ahead of time. And got our equipment list. So we have all the augments there, which are counted as equipment. And then these are all the other ones. So those are that pieces there. And now we can go and buy our equipment. All right, so what we're going to want to do is we need to get all of our peeps, right? So we want our member names. It should be pretty. Get member names. All right, so we need to go through and basically say, hey, we want, if we can purchase equipment, let's purchase equipment. So now it comes down to, what do you guys want to do? So you could just always constantly be buying equipment, which means your money is never going to grow if you were trying to grow your money. So you need to like stop the script if you ever want it to grow. The other thing is you could say, hey, only buy money using anything that's above, 100,000 or, 1 million, or, you can do all sorts of different things. So what I'm just going to do is just constantly be buying stuff right now, because why not? Equipment gives you more experience. They will go faster. So that way you can then eventually get to where you can be making money faster, harder, better, stronger. So that's kind of the route I'm going to go. So what I need is to get, I've got the names. So now I need to go and buy the equipment. So for our member, you were supposed to have an S. So I can do member name of member names. And then for each one of those, I want to go through each of the equipments. So var equipment name of equipment list. And then for each one of those, we're going to attempt to buy it. Purchase. So what's the name? And the equipment. Now, the reason we can do this is it says it attempts to purchase. True if it was successfully purchased. False otherwise. So if you have one already, you cannot purchase it. So it'll return false. So you can just go through and say, hey, I'm just going to buy them. And just let's go over each one of those. And I need the name, not the list. Cool. That easy. Buy it there. So get the member names. We got our equipment list here. So we can, for each of those, go through and attempt to purchase them. So you could do it in a more complicated way, which is try and figure out, you could say NS gang member Get gang. No, there's member information. There it is. Which will have the member information. And then in here it has a list of augmentations. And then there's probably equipment, right? So there's augmentations. And respect, money game, right? Strike. Upgrades. Yeah, upgrades. So you could do that, and then you could sort the list, or not sort, but filter the list here, so that way you can filter out all the ones that you have. Then you could filter out the other ones, and then you just have a list of all the ones that you need to have left to buy, and then you can go through and loop and purchase all those. But if we're going to do that, I might as well just do this and gets the job done. So there's buying equipment. Let's actually see it in action. So lots of equipment. Got 8. And I should see it nosedive here shortly. Boom. There we go. All the equipment bought. I assume it bought some augmentations. Hard to tell. All right, so that piece is done. Boom. All right, increased discount. So there's no direct, easy way to say, hey, this is what my discount is. If I remember correctly, right? So we have var. I mean, they may have added it in, but NS gang discount. Oh. So get gang information. What faction is hacking? Whether I'm a hacking faction or not. Money gain rate. Power spec. Territory clash. Wanted penalty. Yeah, so it doesn't have discount. So let's come back in here. Function, get discount. And I need the NS. So I had to look this up, and there was on some forum somewhere, it was basically like, yeah, it's this thing about, there's this whole complicated function. So, kabam, there it is. So it's based on, the amount of respect you have and the amount of power you have, and it's this formula, basically. So there's a few exponents, there's some divisions and some additions and changing that, and so we're just going to say, hey, our discount, there it is. Something I had to look it up. Sometimes when you're programming, that's what you got to do. You just got to say, someone else has done this work before me. Otherwise, you got to go and look through all the code that is used to make this. And so there we go. So why did we want to use it? That was because down here, we were going to have an else if get discount is less than I don't know, what do we want? 70%? 0.70%, so that'd be 70%. Then we want to grow our discount, which is going to be, trafficking. How do we grow it? We said discount was based on power and rep. Where did it go? Power and rep, right? So power is by the territorial warfare. That takes time. So the only other tasks that we can do is to get more respect. The fastest way to get respect, once we're at this point, is to use the terrorism job. So we're going to just say, what's it? Grow members. Here we go. We still want to do the growing piece. We still want to do target strength. Hold on. Grow members. You have a target strength. If you're not within that target strength, then you're going to have there. So grow members is not the best name for that, but we're going to say once you're at 3,000, you get to do the terrorism job. Otherwise, you're going to be doing just combat training. Let's just call this rename task cutoff. Task cutoff. Select task based on strength. Based on strength stat. Cool. So now it'll grow. Cool. And then we want money rep. So here in the factions, augments, right? So there is a max level of 2.5 rep, right? So what we can do is we can say, come back here. Else if our function, if we need more rep, needs more faction rep. So we can say if we need more faction rep, then we want to do probably the same kind of thing. So maybe we'll say 4,000. I mean, else we're going to be growing money. And if the stat is not greater than, this should probably be combat one, not the other one. if we're doing that, that is basically the same as this. So just do the same thing. Except for we said 20,000. This is going to be the human trafficking. I don't need this guy. Boom. All right, so do we need more reps? So can I NS gang get gang information? This is going to be respect, want reputation, which it doesn't have. What was faction? It's a string. That's the name. That's right. So it doesn't exist there. I might not be able to get that yet. I don't think I can. I'm not seeing it. It's probably going to be under singularity, but we can't use that yet. Yeah. All right. So not that. And not this. So we'll just go for that. Cool. Maybe I'll just drop this down to 5,000. There we go. All right, so we've got our discount and growing money. So that is that. All done with gangs. Stop. Start it. Good work, gang. We're trafficking, so we're making monies. These guys are below. So they're training. Equipments. Cool. Territory's already there, so territory will increase, money will increase. Yeah. So that is it. So if you haven't already beaten this node already and done that, one of the things that I've found, you can see I've done it a few times now, is that not only making enough money, I should probably change now. So not only did I need to get the augmentations that were for our particular one, right? So you can get all, you can filter here, go to hack, right? And so you can grab all the hacking ones. But what I found is that was still not enough. You need 15,000 for hacking experience. And so what I found is I also needed to get the Neo Flux here. And I needed like 30 levels of it or something like that. So it was kind of still needed quite a bit. What would help, which is a little late, is that get back to where I was, augments, right? So on source file 1, increases all of the players' multipliers up, right? So if we would have done this first one a few more times, my multiplier would be higher, which means I would not need to be able, I wouldn't need as many of these. So as such, you're going to need a few. Okay. I believe we'll end it there. Gives a little shorter one. Cool. So on the next, then yeah, we'll do the next one is going to be on a new node. So I'm done with gangs. I will probably go back and do the first node a few times, I think, before I do the next video. Should be fairly quick. Today's Thursday, so might be able to do one Saturday. Yeah, so the next node I'm going to do is I think it's the 4th node, which is the singularity, which will allow us to start using more automation, which I'll be pretty excited about. I think that'll be good for us. Cool. So, guess that's it. Like, subscribe, help me out. Leave any comments if you need any help. Just, feel free to communicate, and we'll see you next time.